Welcome back to another Mommy and Me episode. I am Brii Renee, straight from the A.
And I am the original Miss Renee, also from the A.
I feel like you gotta get, if this gonna be our thing, you gotta have the same like confidence, swag when you deliver it. So we gonna work on it. It's okay. Welcome back to those who are new. We do this each and every Monday where we have these real raw, sometimes uncomfortable conversations, but I feel like always educational at the end, and we just keep it real with each other. So the last few weeks have been a little heavy, but I feel like today I wanted to talk about, before we go any further, don't forget to like, comment, share these clips, share these videos if they touch you, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a Mommy and Me Monday. And as well as listening on audio, you guys run us up on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere you listen to your podcast, your favorite podcast. Subscribe to us and watch us and listen to us on audio formats. Just search Mommy and Me.
And don't forget the 85 South.
Oh, yeah, and we're on channel 85. So shout out to everybody that is 85%er and watching over there on channel 85. You can catch us over there as well on Sundays. So run up the number. But anyways, I wanted to talk today about something that was I don't know if you knew how pivotal it was in my upbringing or just like my experience in shaping who I am as a person. And I feel like a lot of Black people share this common thread. Then a lot of us don't. And I just want to talk about the different ways that it might be affecting or positively or negatively. And as times change, what that looked like. But art in the Black household. Like I remember growing up, we basically did everything to music playing. Growing up in our household, there was never a time that you didn't have music playing, whether it was cleaning up, Sundays, it would be church music. And even like parties, like there was always some form of art. Even when I think about what you decorated the house with, oftentimes there was like Black artists, Black paint, Black art in our household. And I feel like it wasn't like shoved down my throat, but it was subconsciously planted there to make me more cultured.
For me, I've always loved music. Music, and it's been said to be the universal language of the world. It allows individual to utilize their creativity, whether you're playing it or whether you're singing it or you're just listening to it. It gives you a sense of freedom. Mm. It allows you to be in one place. You can and the reason why I believe it's explained to be the universal language, because we can listen to the same song and get different meanings from it, or different ideas, or we can be in different places while we're listening to the music. I've always thought that music was important. It's creative. It has its cultural benefits.
I feel like it's healing.
It's healing, absolutely. There are certain songs, gospel songs, that I can listen to and just bring me to tears.
That's all gospel music for me, honey. I can't listen to no gospel without crying.
I listen to certain gospel songs, and one of my favorites is Tasha Cobbs. The other one is Cortez. There are certain songs that you listen to the meaning, you listen to the words, and it resonates so deeply, so profoundly within, to where it puts you in a different place or space. It allows you to relate, or it brings back a certain memory. It brings back, certain feelings or certain times. And music is, to me, it's healing. It's creative, and it allows you to express yourself. It allows you to understand. It soothes you. It is so many things to so many different people.
How do you feel like music should be like introduced to your children? Like as an adult, now that I'm an adult, like you understand the lyrics more, like when I was growing up, of course it was different day and age and it was a little less vulgar, but y'all still was singing about the same thing. Y'all just was singing about it differently. Like I remember I was in kindergarten and could sing Betty Wright, Tonight is the Night, word for word. And that song is about a woman losing her virginity. It's a song about her and her first love and her first time. and her telling her family about it, and you know what I'm saying? And this whole experience. And even though I was nowhere near curious or knew anything about intimacy at that age, you didn't care that I was singing that song. Like some people, like, where do you feel like you can introduce certain music to your child? At what age? Or like, how do you as a parent determine what's too much?
I go back to, as a parent, when you realize your child has the mental capacity to understand it. You know your child, you know what it is they understand, what they know. And then when they're curious enough to ask those questions, that's when you begin to have those conversations.
But I didn't know, and I
No,
wasn't
you didn't
curious.
know. But
you let me sing about something that I did. Not saying you was wrong, but I'm just like, how did you know that it was okay for me to sing that?
It was okay because it was an innocent song. And while you didn't know exactly what it was she was talking about, had you been curious enough to ask about it, I would have shared with you what it was about. But then it was just good music. You know, music, regardless of the message, it brings people together. You and I enjoyed singing.
Music is not bringing people together no more.
Well, it's not because the lyrics and the meaning behind it is not for that purpose. You know, bringing people together. You ain't singing about, you know, raping, gangbanging, and shooting up and killing folks. You know, and what the drugs are. You know, how you're benefiting from drugs. But back in my day, you know, when the 70s and 80s and a little bit of the 90s, you know, music was music. Music was good. It was quality of music. It had meaning. You could understand it. You understood the lyrics, you know. Music was poetry. And some people say, well, it's poetry now, but in a different way. You know, music, you know, was it when you listened to music back in the day, it made you want to go grab your loved one and kiss them and hug them and dance with them. It made you want to, you know, sit down and have a conversation. It made you want to dance all night long. It gave you that warm and fuzzy feeling. Some of the stuff they sing about now, some of the music that, you know, they play now, be like, what the hell did he say? You know, I don't understand the word. So I can't get anything out of it. You know, music back then, and I say back then, and I was just having this conversation this morning with somebody, that's when music was music.
Yeah, it's different. It's completely different.
The culture has changed. The music culture has changed. And I'm not going to say it's hip-hop arrived. No, because some of the hip-hop was good music. Some of the hip-hop, you know, you can understand. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite hip-hop artists,
Tupac.
You know, you absolutely know.
Because I could sing Hit 'Em Up.
You know,
I mean, but that song was also about murdering.
I mean, it may have been murder, but his message, he exhibited, you know, he showed you, he took you through his entire life, so to speak.
Storyteller. You like the storytelling aspect of it.
Absolutely.
And you feel like he had some substance at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Even through the murdering.
Even through the torment.
He had a balance of ignorance, and
he explained to you why he felt the way he felt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was trying to get back at Biggie, and he, you know, was trying to hurt Biggie by claiming he slept with his wife when he really didn't sleep. Well, I don't know if he slept with her or not, but he was mad at Biggie. You know, he started singing that song because he felt like Biggie and some of the other ones that he was close to set him up to get shot.
But do you feel like that in that era, and like when it started somewhere, because it's like this snowball effect that has trickled into bigger and bigger and deeper things. So now it used to just be music back and forth. I'll take that back, because even at that point, they had took it past the booth. They were shooting at each other. Like, I'm not going to say Biggie and Tupac, but they're camps. So it's like, at some point, where does it go? Where does the responsibility as the artist come in to be like, let me stop perpetuating this? Because not only did Biggie and Tupac lose their life through rap beef, so have so many other young rappers
lost their life.
Not stopped. Like,
no, it's just we just don't know about it because it's, you know,
Nipsey, Young Dolls. It's so many others that I can name. The
Vaughn,
like,
I don't know. I mean, I just think that the language, the message has changed. You see, back in the day when you had and he ain't one of my favorite, the Smokey Robinsons. You know, you had the Stevie Wonders, you had the Gladys Knights, you had, you know, the Dinah Rosses, you had the Temptations, you had all of these groups. They weren't beefing with each other.
Maybe they was beefing on the little bell bottoms and who gonna perform at the juke joint. They just wasn't shooting.
Well, they
each other. They called each other jive turkeys.
But their beef, you know, was always trying to outperform.
Yeah.
Or
Jerry Curl wetter.
I don't know about that part. But we didn't know about their beef. Their beef, you know,
it wasn't public, but that's because y'all didn't have the internet. Y'all might have knew who had y'all been on the internet.
But the music still had meaningful messages.
Yeah.
The music made people want to love one another.
Do you think that, sorry to cut you off, do you think that the music is a depiction of the times or the times are a depiction of the music?
I think the music is a depiction of the times.
Right. So it don't matter how much we singing about love if it's not really happening.
Right. We don't see it. We don't show it. You know, kids are singing about being raised in poverty. They're talking about, you know, racism. They're talking about brutality. Those things existed back in the day. You look at Marvin Gaye's song, Mama, Mama, and he talks about police brutality, things of that nature. It was happening back then. It's just that we're living in a different time and it's expressed and it's viewed differently. Does it make it better? No, but I think the music was better back then. Hands down, the music was better to me. 60s, 70s. I'm too much of the 60s, but 70s, 80s, part of 90s. In 2000, I think music just went to hell in a handbasket.
What do you think about this new wave of women, and the subgenre is kind of called Coochie rap?
What the hell is Coochie rap?
The overly sexualization of women through their own lyrics in songs. So you got in this subgenre, a lot of women have songs that fall under it, even though they might not. Like, you got a Nicki Minaj, you got a Cardi B, you got a Megan Thee Stallion in there, you got Sukiana's all the way down to Sexy Reds, right? There's this whole culture, and every single female has somewhere a lyric or a song that's talking about how good her coochie is, what type of sex she like. And I don't want to tell you whether it's over-sexualization or not, or is it liberation? That's the question. Do you think as a woman, the amount of transparency women are speaking about their bodies, their sexual experiences, are we as women, or are these artists over-sexualizing themselves, or is it considered sexual liberation?
Some may view it as sexual liberation. They may feel, and I can see how they could, because they say, well, men have been able to sing about this kind of stuff for years and never been ostracized. So why can't I talk about what it is I like? Because I understand that guys talk about, you know,
how many women
they've had, and their sexual preferences in terms of what they like, whether it be oral or whether it be, vaginal, whatever. So I've heard those type of lyrics. And maybe the young girls think that, hey, you can do it, so can I. So who am I to judge? I don't know. I just think that at any given point, that ain't the music I like. That's not the music that I want my grandchildren listening to. I don't want, I prefer them to listen to the Gladys Knights, the Pips and, Dinah Rosses, that's the music in my ear. And then some of the more recent ones, the Michael Jacksons and,
Is that more recent? That's like 40 years ago.
Well, no, it's not 40 years ago. To me, it's good music.
Michael Jackson had a whole life, decades worth of, I think he lived to be, 50?
I don't care, but
and
I just think.
Already. That's not recent.
I just think that
not recent. That's what I think you don't
Okay,
understand.
well then please, somebody out there.
What older person from that genre of music is still making music?
Let's see.
Ain't no new Whitney albums. Ain't no more
Lord,
new.
Whitney was.
You know what I'm saying?
Whitney was.
Even the ones that's alive. I don't think Patti LaBelle is putting out no new music. Gladys Knight is
Patti
not.
was.
Anita Baker ain't made a new album.
Lord, some of them don't even mention. I mean,
you know what I mean? A lot of them have not made.
But they've got some new Giveon. What is
so you like the alternative R&B
the new
vibe, like R&B.
the new R&B,
Division,
yeah.
Giveon, like Bread. But a lot of them are you not listening to the words because a lot of those men are still saying toxic things. They're just singing it. They're like, "I'ma slut you out. I still got 3-4 women. They're just singing it. You just have to you have to
I don't
listen
like
to
that
the
kind
words.
I don't like those type of messages. I like the clean. Those messages don't do anything for me.
So Diddy just put out an album called Love, and I think that his process was the same of like, let me put out love music songs that are about, falling in love, making love, being in love.
Yeah, those type of songs. Healing, bringing the world together, making people see a better side, a better, a different way, The world is so cruel as it is, let me put out something that's going to be healing. Those are the kind of songs and messages that I resonate with. But all this other bang, bang, shoot 'em up,
What about women talking about their bodies and sexual?
If you got the best coochie it is, why you got to tell everybody, let whoever you giving it to, they'll experience.
I want to read you lyrics from the great poet of Sexy Red. You ever heard of her?
I've heard of Sexy Red, but I don't think she's this is the girl on one of them Love and Hip Hop shows.
She not Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, one of those.
She's a rapper.
Okay.
Her poetry reads, I'm out of town thugging with my rounds. My coochie pink and my booty hole is brown. Where the niggas? I'm looking for the hoes. Quit playing, nigga. Come suck a bitch toes. Pound Town just left Pound Town with my nigga. He just took a bitch down. Yeah, that nigga dick a bitch down. Yeah, that nigga eat me out. Pound Town just left Pound Town with my nigga. He just took a bitch down. That nigga dick a bitch down. Yeah, he eat a nigga out. I'm out here in Miami looking for the hoochie daddies. Where the niggas that get ratchet. My son need a new pappy.
I think that's a bit much.
This is the exact lyrics. I'm trying to get my coochie scratched. I'm trying to get my coochie stretched. You know them dreadheads do it the best. I like a nigga with a check. All my niggas give me neck. You know I'm sexy. I'm the best. I'm the shit, little bitch.
That's the reason why I never heard of her because I wouldn't listen to that.
When you read it like this, it's like, what?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying. What? I mean, what you like to... What? Shout out to Sexualized, but whatever if people are buying that, then
they're blasting it.
She's getting her paper, but I don't. That wouldn't make me go out and buy and listen to her.
What if Morgan came home singing that my coochie pink and my booty hole brown?
I would tell her she better shut the hell up.
That's my.
I don't. Who cares? Who needs to know that? I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. I know what color it is. I'm a woman. You ain't got to tell me.
So to your point, there is a limit of how much you should share.
Absolutely. Come on, you're a woman. You don't have to. I think we're losing because some of the women are losing a bit of respect and dignity in the midst of their liberation.
Mm.
Be respectful. Be tasteful with it. Everybody, don't nobody have to know that your man just dicked you down. Come on, really? Really? You can be, look, I like the way that Betty Wright says. I like the way that Betty Wright says.
Tonight is the night that you make me a woman.
Hey, that you can be a woman in the street, but you can be a freak in the sheets. That's all well and good. And that's and the same thing to her. Be whatever freak you want to be in your sheet behind your doors. That's your business. But everybody ain't got to know about it.
Okay.
Too much is too much.
That's 100% fair.
That's too much.
I don't think I would be talking about the color of my booty.
No. And then Betty Wright had reservations about even that song because she said, her mama said, I know you're not going to sing that song.
Yeah.
And she eased it right about, she had some respect for her mama and her mama feelings when she made that song. These people apparently have no respect or,
Do you feel like it's a double-edged sword with how far, like you said, women's rapping about this, they're losing respect and dignity. But is rapping like that just a male sport? Do you feel like men are allowed to
I don't think
speak
men
more
should,
candidly and not lose dignity and respect?
They are, but I don't think it's right.
Okay.
I don't
it's
think
a double standard.
Yes, a double standard. I don't think it's right. I don't think they should be given any more respect than the women are given. And I think men shouldn't get a pass on it. He shouldn't be talking about
how many hoes he done ran
he
through.
Should right. What he's getting in the bedroom and positions and all that. I don't think that's respectable, and I don't think that's right either.
Because it's mannish.
Mm-hmm. Nasty. Just downright nasty.
And you ran through.
Right.
Do you feel like,
call me old fashioned?
Do you think that it is some of these women who are in this position, Sexy Red, Sukihana, I know that they have kids and they have made it clear like they're choosing rap as a career to elevate themselves and to get out of, maybe, I'm not going to say that they were in poverty because I don't know, but they have kids and they like, I want to provide for my family and my children. This going to give me a lot of money quickly, right? If I go with the antics, if I go far and extreme left, if I feed the monkeys, then the circus will come.
So that means that you teach your child that it's okay to sell your soul to the devil?
That's what I'm asking you. Do you, at what point is it like, do you choose integrity and poverty? Or
I choose integrity and whatever else it brings.
Okay.
I don't choose selling your soul to the devil.
And
because at the end of the day,
what part makes it selling your soul?
Because that means I'm willing to do anything, belittle myself and degrade myself for the love of what?
Okay.
Of $1. I'm not going to do it. My integrity, what my kids and how my kids respect me and view me means more to me than me earning a quick dollar, portraying to be something that I'm not. Or they very well may be that way. That might be true. What she's singing about may have just happened. I don't know. I'm not there to judge. I don't care. But I'm not willing to put that thought out there. I don't want my children. I wouldn't want my children to see me in that light. Or to be like, no, mama, I heard that song. You mean to tell me you just care about, you having sex with... And so then you get to wondering why their kids don't respect them in a certain manner. Then you get to have to answer your question, why is it that, you're not being taken seriously, So there's a price to pay for that, I believe. And some people may be willing to pay it and some people are not. I personally wouldn't pay it. I want to stick to the love-making songs. Okay. I want to stick to the songs that promote, a little bit more values. And it could well be the same message, but it's delivered in a different way.
They still doing the do. It's just about how
you're delivering it. Because come on, everybody, we all know that we live in a very sexual society. Everything.
It ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere. Sex is what sells.
Now people are being sexually attracted to robots.
Well, then they got problems. I can't,
No, that's a real thing. Like AI, that's why like it's a whole girl on TikTok that makes thousands of dollars a month, like saying, like pretending to be a robot. It's a fetish. It's like an AI thing. She like sits on camera and is like, yes, yes, yes. Popcorn, ice cream, so good. Like whatever icon you tap, like men watch her and they will pay $10 with an ice cream. And she'll be like, ice cream, so good. Like, and literally, like,
she's found a bunch of damn fools.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think she made like $8,000 one month pretending to be a robot.
Pay me $8,000 a month to make an ass out of you. I would love it. Okay, come on.
Nah.
I mean, really. I mean, we have gotten so unrealistic and we've gone so beyond
normal life.
Right, normal life, then it's just it's I don't know what to say. It's unbelievable. I mean, the stupid shit that people do.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to always surprise us with how far left people can go and how weird and fetish like and crazy people are. But bringing it back to like art, how important do you feel like it is for kids to explore or experience art growing up in the household? Like whether it be music, dance.
I think it's very important because
drawing, coloring.
It's a part of expression and creative expression. Kids need to be able to do that. Show themselves, experience their feelings, express their feelings in whatever manner, they feel attracted to. Some do it in music, some do, different forms of art. You never know. I mean, I think and I think it's important for us as people to introduce our children to art.
I think Black people especially, because we really are particularly gifted in those areas.
We are gifted. We built this world. Do you know how creative it is to take a pile of dirt, move it around, you pour concrete in it, put some pipes in it, and you bring it up out of the ground and you can see certain things and you build all that's part of art. Understanding how things come and flow and grow and put together and how things are made. I think it's fascinating. Mm-hmm. And we've got to teach our children to use their minds to unlimited possibilities, push them to understand that they can be creative and they can, build things, grow things,
Maybe there's something, what you was about to say?
Everything that we know of today in this world was built and created by somebody's curiosity and creativity. Mm-hmm. And so we never know what that can lead to.
Yeah.
And that's important.
I think that maybe to keep your child's imagination alive or to just spark that curiosity and ingenuity at times, you should probably put an art book or a coloring book or some type of art activity book in front of the kid instead of a tablet. Because I remember when I was a kid, I really had came up. Now, ain't nobody gonna give me credit. And if I had known about trademarking, I would have did it. But when I was younger, do you remember what I first wanted to be growing up? Do you remember what I wanted to be was? I wanted to be this for a minute too. Even this first, and because of what I wanted to be, I had already chosen the college that I wanted to attend before I was even out of elementary school.
I'm trying to remember.
It's okay if you don't. But I wanted to be an engineer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wanted to go to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
And that's because I had invented, I remember, and I have it still in my I used to draw my own little inventions. And one of them was a DVD player and a VCR put together. Now I had thought I was just combining the two, but now after years later, they really started coming out with the dual. And I was like, oh my God, I invented that before, but I didn't have anywhere to go with it. But had I, you know what I'm saying? Just that curiosity, the ingenuity, the believing that you could, make things or solve problems, all of these things together.
And it's all part of being creative. Mm-hmm. It's all part of being creative. That's a part to me. That's art. Art is to me being creative, whether it's in music, whether it's been, in film, whether it's, whatever it is. It's just a bit of being creative.
So parents should make sure that they're intentionally facilitating, introducing their children to different forms of art and giving them designated time to explore those.
And be creative.
Attributes.
Mm-hmm.
Have a day where you just paint the sidewalk or
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just draw. Encouraging the children to dig down inside, deep down inside, and to be creative.
And I'll say that's probably the most fun that I know the kids, my niece and nephew, Morgan and Trishan, they have with me is when I take them to the Dollar Tree. We buy like little canvases or little wooden things, and then I get some paint and we sit outside and paint. They really like we've done that twice, and they really, really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really love that. They love spending the time. They love the paint. They love the activity of it. And like you said, who knows? I don't know what thoughts or, creativity is sparked, but it was a seed planted,
Yeah. But they
and
can
it's
do
therapeutic.
things.
It was therapeutic for me.
See,
Because sometimes as an adult, they say that's like therapeutic for you to like when you're stressed to just color.
Yeah.
There's healing parts, or there's healing things in art.
There's healing things in being creative.
Yeah.
Period.
And unplugging from like all this technology.
Yes. That takes me back to when I want to be creative, I walk the halls of Home Depot to see what I can build next.
Home Depot is not art.
For me, it is. It's being creative.
Oh, because you're making things?
Yes. I can go and figure out new things to build, new things to make, how to, if I had a thought about something, I can figure out how to do it, So it's being creative.
Yeah, that is creative. It's building.
Mm-hmm.
You're using your hands. Cooking is art.
Yes.
There's so many different forms
So many
of art.
different things.
I like singing.
Oh, Lord.
I love me some karaoke. That is so, I don't care if it's in the car by myself. I don't care who think I can't sing. Sometimes I hit the note. Sometimes I don't.
Most of the times you don't. But that's okay.
Good. Like you said, I can sing my heart out to some old R&B and feel like it's my wedding day. And then I can sing and feel like I ain't nobody gonna ever love me the way I need to be loved. I can sing and feel like God got me, and I could cry. And you know what I'm saying? It's so many different. For me, it's music. And like I said, I think it's because of how much music we listen to growing up. And even how I used to go to sleep with my radio, like I just love music, and maybe that's why I went into radio.
What was one of the songs we used to listen to every morning going to school?
What was a song that we listened to every morning?
When I would take you to school.
I don't know. I have so many different songs that are attached to memories of you.
Like what? Name a couple of them.
Betty Wright, Tonight Is the Night. Tupac, Hit 'Em Up. Dear Mama by Tupac, Eve, Love Is Blind.
Yes. Oh yes.
I can't even rap Love Is Blind without thinking about how hard we used to rap that.
Oh yeah, we used to rap that.
Could have killed you when you said she was going from a scene. Like, we used to rap that real hard. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, Eve was one of my. Where is Eve? What is she doing?
Eve is married to her billionaire and living her best life. She's married to that white billionaire.
Right. Okay.
They done had kids.
Okay.
She is put up.
Okay.
She don't even work no more. She is sitting pretty. I love that for her.
Okay. Good, Eve, because I love that song, boy, with Eve. Oh my God.
What
Love
else?
Is Blind.
What else? What other songs?
Whitney?
Of course, Whitney Houston. That's
a little bit of
my
Luther.
favorite. A little bit of Luther,
yeah.
for sure.
Who else?
I don't know. What song were you thinking about when you were like, what song do we listen to every day or often going to school? You was thinking about a specific song. What was it? I remember you introduced me to Les Brown. That's not a song, but that's like motivational speaking. Like you used to listen to a lot of Les Brown on the way. And I feel like I'm a great speaker, or I like motivating and speaking people because I heard that a lot.
Yeah. But I remember them all. I liked them all. I mean, I used to like,
I can hear
Yolanda
you singing.
Adams.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can hear you singing Patty.
A lot of Patty. Oh yeah. I used to like singing all of them. I just love music. Going to sleep listening to music.
If I could sing just a little bit like you, I would have been a singer. Like all you need is like that much of a note. I would have took that, I would have been Mariah Carey. Okay.
Nah,
I'm telling you.
I like just singing and in my privacy. I just enjoy music. I would prefer listening to music any day than watching television. I could take the TV off, turn it off. I don't care. Just put my music on.
I agree for like relaxing, or I have to listen to music every day. I agree. I don't have to watch TV every day, but I do love creating visual content. But maybe that's my settling because I can't sing. No, seriously. If I could sing, I would have been a singer. There is not. I would have been just as successful, if not more, in music. What if my songs was about how my coochie pink and my booty hole brown?
And then I would have said, baby.
But what if I'm like the number one? What if I'm the number one touring female artist in the world, and everywhere they have me all over, and I'm singing about my coochie pink?
I'm glad. I don't.
You wouldn't support?
I wouldn't want to hear it.
Would you come to my shows?
Probably with earplugs on.
You don't come to my shows now. All right. And I ain't talking about coochies.
Okay. I would come to your shows. You know, you always say to me, Mom, I'm doing such and such and such and such. Okay, well, how is it? Well, don't worry about it. I'm hosting. I mean,
I don't invite you because I don't think you, I mean, if I'm telling you about it, you're always welcome, but I don't feel like you would care or want to come.
I would if you tell me. I mean, is it something that is it just for young folks, or is it just for anybody, or
what if it's just to see me do what I'm doing? Why do it matter who it's for?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of times you tell me when you're doing it. Mama, I've got a show at such and such Friday. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm assuming you're telling me that, but it's not like, Mom, hey, you think you'd be interested in coming? Oh, sure I would. But it's like, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to come. I don't know.
I don't never feel like you ain't supposed to come to nothing I'm doing. I ain't rapping about nothing or doing nothing crazy where you can't come.
Well, I would hope not.
I just feel like you don't want to come, so I ain't gonna invite you. I mean, it's not that I don't invite you. You're always welcome. If I'm telling you about it, you're more than welcome to be like, oh, okay, I want to join. But I don't even, maybe that's a defense thing. Like if I don't invite nobody, I don't invite, but I'm like that with everybody, even with my friends. Like I'll tell people what I'm doing, but I'm not going to invite you because if you want to come, you'll come.
But how would, I'm supposed to know if you say you're doing something on a particular day.
I don't like inviting people and then they be like, oh yeah, I'm coming, then they don't come. Or they be like, oh, I came in. It's just like I just prepare, save myself the rejection.
That's crazy.
Well, it's time for the record.
For the record. For the record, I don't think that I don't think that there should be restriction. I don't think parents should restrict their children from listening to music, whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it. I just think that, depending on, I think it should be age appropriate. So
I was about to say, you just said you would.
I know, well, I said it should be age appropriate. And I think certain lyrics, if you allow your children to listen to certain lyrics, I think you should explain to them that what's respectable and what's not respectable. I think that you got to set those boundaries. But I think that music is creative art. It has a universal language, and it allows people to just experience life in different levels, different shape, forms, and fashion. So I think it's important to introduce them to it,
mm-hmm.
But you might have to, as a parent, explain it. That's just like reading.
Yeah,
I think that parents should allow right. Absolutely, I think parents should allow their children to read whatever it is they are interested in reading. Now, I say that to say
6 books.
Well, that very well may be the case.
Fly Girl, coldest one ever.
But I think that you have to have those conversations with them because, first of all, if they're mature enough to understand that in which they're reading, then it's time to have certain conversations. You see, and the other side of that is, even when you started reading those type of books at a very, very young age, I actually had to go and ask a teacher, well, what do you think? Should I allow her to read that type of material? And the teacher told me, don't put so much into what she's reading, just be grateful that she's reading.
Just be happy that I want to.
Just be happy that she's reading it. Now, we can have the conversations about it afterwards and what it is, so that you understand that, hey, that's a book, not reality. That may be somebody else's reality, but, so you have to have those type of conversations and the boundaries. But the fact of the matter is, I always encourage you to read. And you've always been a reader. I've never tried to restrict what it was that you read. So I say the same thing when it comes to music. Parents, if they're interested in that type of music and lyrics, then I think we as parents, we've got to do a good job at having those type of conversations.
I agree. Explaining the stuff, especially that you see that explaining the thing that you see that they're interested in.
Absolutely. That's where
because if you don't explain it, then the world's going to explain. The world, or it's left up to their own skewed interpretation. And half of the time when you're telling yourself stuff when you were a kid and it ain't right, you trying to make sense of it based off the limited information you have, and that's not correct.
Right. So, I think those are the important lessons, not so much the lyrics, not so much what they're reading, but the fact that, number one, they do listen. The creativity and understanding music comes in all shape, forms, of fashion. The fact that they're reading sexual, explicit books and having a conversation. So I think there's a balance, and we as parents got to figure out when to start having those tough conversations about those subjects.
Okay, well, it's time for I Want to Know.
You didn't do it for the record. Give me for the record.
For the record, me listening to those songs about losing your virginity, me reading books like Fly Girl, Coldest Winter Ever.
When you were
in elementary school.
Yeah, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah. I would say shout out to Buzzo, my uncle that passed. He gave me my first book, and it was not my first book, but one of the first books that I read that was like that. It was his book. And he was reading it, and I'm like, he couldn't put it down. So I'm like, what is this book that you're reading? And he let me, he finished it that day, and I picked it up and I started reading the first few pages, and I could not put that book down. I read The Coldest Winter Ever literally in 24 hours as a kid. I was wide open, like, oh my God, this is what's happening in adult world. But for the record, none of those books made me do anything or influence me to be fast or have sex or pursue anything younger than I think I've already would have done. Like, it wasn't that influenced me. If anything, it gave me more cautionary tales and more information on, what to be expecting when that time came. So, like, for the record, I don't think that it would make your kid be promiscuous.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's time for I Want to Know. I Want to Know is where we ask each other things that we want to know, and we got to be honest and truthful. I don't know what I want to know.
I don't know what I want to know either. I want to know.
It don't got to be about music or art, unless you got something about it.
I want to know, do you wish that I maybe put you in more music lessons, or made you play the piano, or insisted that you took more music lessons?
I think it could have been beneficial, but I don't feel like because I grew up where we always had music class. So I had to play the clarinet. Remember, I had the clarinet, even though I couldn't really read music a little bit. I really couldn't. I wasn't really good at it. We had band. I played the cymbals. I think that playing an instrument I wanted to sing. That playing an instrument wasn't going to get me where I wanted to. You know what I mean? I think that it is more, I wish I had took more.
You wish I had taken the art of music a little bit more serious in terms of learning.
No, because if I couldn't sing, I still wouldn't be able to do it. I don't want to play the band. I want to be in the band. I want to be the person singing. So me taking a piano lesson or two, I mean, yes, that's impressive to know, to be like a more cultured woman. Like, oh, yes, I can play the piano at my leisure. But who give a shit? That's not really and if it ain't going to make me no money or pursue make my career no better,
Mm-hmm.
If I could sing, yes, I think that as far as art, I think maybe I wish you had made me be then I feel like I can see the good and bad and everything, that I feel like everything happened exactly the way it was supposed to. Because I feel like on one end, I would be like, my art form is more of a speaking and actress. So I feel like maybe I could have yes, you put me in John Casablanca, and yes, you had me modeling and doing acting earlier. Remember when I acted an ass on set and you said that was it? You wouldn't do it no more. But maybe had you forced me to continue to, maybe I would be further in my career, or maybe I would be fucked up. You know, kid stars be cokeheads. So maybe you saved me from being a drug addict. You know, who knows?
Yep.
I see both sides to everything. So I ain't tripping either way.
Okay.
I want to know.
I
don't know what I want to know. I want to know, do you ever wish you had done anything with your voice? Because you could sing. Or did you ever want to be, I mean, you were in the choir when I was growing up, but did you ever have, being that you could sing, did you ever have dreams or aspirations to go beyond that?
No.
See, niggas be ungrateful, bro.
No. I tell you, you know what? Because I never really thought I could sing. I never looked at myself as having that talent. It wasn't until I got older that people actually would say, hey, you know, you really can carry a tune. I grew up with my brother, my oldest brother, being the one in the house that was being recognized for the ability to sing. And I used to ask him, well, can I sing with your group? Can y'all let me sing? He said, no, you can't sing. So I was just like, oh, well, he said, I can't sing, so I can't sing. So it wasn't until I used to go and, you know, I would hear him in the bathroom singing. So I would go, and later when he wasn't around, I would, you know, try to practice and hold those notes and do those things. And I never really looked at it as, oh, I can do it now. I just said, well, my brother said I can't sing. And so that's it. You know, that wasn't for me.
Everybody need a hater. And if I had half as much a tune or no issue, I'm telling you, I would be big. I would be Beyonce big. I would be in the lights. I would be on tour right now, and y'all wouldn't be able to tell me shit. Okay? So God knew who to give it to, because I would be too much to handle.
Yeah, so I just, you know, even now, I don't do a lot of singing. My preference would be if I did sing, and I'm going to join the choir. I'm going to get back into the church choir. That's where I want to sing. That gives me more joy.
You know,
I love gospel music. I love singing. I love gospel music. That would be my first gospel music, R&B. I can get into this this rap study with y'all. I don't know anything about the rap game. So
well, use your voice to uplift the Lord.
Yeah, that would be my choice.
All right, y'all. Well, that has been another episode of Mommy and Me. Till next time, make sure y'all are liking, commenting, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, watching every video, and listening on audio platforms. I'm Brii Renee.
And I am the original Miss Renee.
And we out. See you next time.
See you next time.